Hello and welcome back to Barca Talks. It's great to have you here once again because today's show, we've got a ton of fascinating topics to break down, starting with a very eye-opening interview from none other than Wojciech Szczesny. The man did not hold back, and we've got some absolute gems to dive into. Then we're shifting the focus to Lamine Yamal. Should we be worried? Are the headlines painting the full picture? And of course, we'll be talking about Pedri as well. Plus, what's really going on with Marc-Andre Ter Stegen? So much to get into today, so buckle up. Let's kick things off, though, with the semi-final of the Club World Cup. Did you catch it last night? Real Madrid were in action. Well, kind of. They showed up, but PSG? They ran riot. An utter demolition job. Now, we'll dig deeper into that match over on more Barca Talks later, but right now, just think about it. The way PSG are playing under Luis Enrique, it's terrifying. It's controlled. It's complete. I've got to be honest, I would give anything to see Barca face this PSG team. That should have been our final last season. I still replay it in my head. That semi-final versus Inter. That was the turning point. That was our moment to seize. A final between Barca and PSG would have been electric. And frankly, I think we would have tested them far more than Inter ever did. But this kind of performance, it sets the bar. That's what we're up against. This PSG side, they're not slowing down. They're relentless. And Barca, we've got to match that. We've got to exceed that. And I'm genuinely happy for Lucho. I don't like PSG, never have, but I do admire what Luis Enrique is doing. Let's not forget, he didn't always get the credit he deserved when he was here. People said MSN carried him, but now, he's out there building something impressive, proving he's a tactical mastermind, a modern manager who can reshape and lead a team. So as we look ahead, Barca have to stay sharp, no easing off. We need a squad built to compete with these kinds of teams, athletic, intelligent, adaptable. This summer, absolutely vital. We need our transfer business to be perfect. Let's move it along though, with a big super thanks shout out, Flying Dutchman, thank you again. And your question? One that's on a lot of minds. Could Xavi return to the club in a new role, maybe even as sporting director? It's true, Xavi had a hand in bringing players like Count, Rafinha, and Lewandowski to the club. He was also instrumental in trusting youth Yamal, Fermin, Barça. He left his mark. But for me, it's tricky to see Xavi in that kind of upstairs role. He's a coach at heart. Can you imagine him standing by while another manager builds the squad? He's going to have his own ideas, his own philosophy, and that might create tension. Even though he and Hansi Flick clearly have respect for each other, remember that warm embrace after Xavi left? Working side by side in such different roles? It's complicated. So my take, let Xavi go coach again. Let him tackle a new challenge in one of Europe's top leagues. Now then, on to Szczesny's quotes. Brilliant stuff. He's always refreshingly honest, and his recent interview, packed with insight. One of the standout things he said was comparing his time at Juventus to his experience at Barca. At Juve, he said, defenders didn't want the ball. They'd turn away. But at Barca, everyone wants it. Everyone demands it, even Pedri. Surrounded by 5, 6, 7 players. That's the Barca DNA. That bravery in possession. That courage. It's in the fabric of the club. And that's something you don't always find elsewhere. Then he went even further, praising Pedri's season, saying he's never seen anything like it from a single player. He talked about Pedri's ability to control tempo, contribute defensively, and never lose the ball. And you know what? He's right. Pedri doesn't just keep it simple. He doesn't play safe. He breaks lines. He finds space. And when he takes possession, it's like locking the ball in a vault, you know it's secure. Reading those comments made me smile. It's about time Pedri got that kind of global recognition. He's not flashy like some others, but his quality? Undeniable. And I, for one, can't wait to see him thrive even more under Flick. Speaking of which, let's move to Lamine Yamal. The media storm has been relentless, hasn't it? He's had his summer, he's enjoyed some time off, nothing wrong with that. He's still just 17, but every move plastered all over social media. And now his birthday's coming up 18 this Sunday. The party's set for Saturday. The press is already talking about it. Apparently, no phones allowed to prevent leaks. Good idea, honestly. Just one bit of advice, though, nothing over the top, because the very next day, pre-season medicals. Hansi Flick's watching, so keep it classy, Lamine. But again, Szczesny gave his take on all this, and it was brilliant. He said there's no reason to panic. He's not seeing red flags. Lamine's attitude is what makes him so special, and you don't want to take that away. You've got to give him a little freedom. Let him express himself, because that spark, that joy, that's what drives him. That's what inspires fans around the world. Szczesny made another great point. It's less about Lamine himself, and more about who's around him. The environment, the support system. If that's solid, he'll be fine. And again, let's not forget what Lamine is doing at his age. We've never seen it before. We're witnessing history unfold, and it's in everyone's interest to make sure his path stays clear and focused. I just want to see him back on the pitch now. Back under Flick. Back at full throttle. Let his feet do the talking, because that's where the headlines should come from, his brilliance on the ball. Let's finish today's show with a big update regarding Marc-Andre Ter Stegen. And it's a big one. A new report from Sports says he's made his decision. He will remain at Barcelona until at least January. Now, the twist? He hasn't even spoken with Flick yet. The coach hasn't formally told him, "You're not in my plans." But Ter Stegen's mind is made up. He wants to stay and fight, which sounds admirable. But let's be honest, it complicates things. Because if he stays and doesn't play, then come January right before the World Cup, he suddenly wants to move? No, that's not going to work. Barca need clarity now, not mid-season, not when the squad is settled and budgets are tight. We need to know who's in and who's out, because that frees up crucial wages, space, planning capacity. It all hinges on decisions made this summer. So yes, Flick, Deco, Laporta, they need to sit down with him and have that honest conversation. Say it clearly: if you stay, you won't be playing. And if you want to go to the World Cup, you need regular minutes. It's not about disrespect. It's about being professional. And as much as we respect everything Ter Stegen has done here, we need to look forward now, for the good of both the player and the club. So, that's where we are. A huge summer ahead. So many stories still developing. Let me know your thoughts on everything, from Szczesny's comments to Pedri, Yamal, and Ter Stegen's decision to stick around. Thank you as always for being part of Barca Talks. Make sure to check out the content over on more Barca Talks as well, plenty more to come. And until next time, as always, enjoy.